to Hugh Douglas and Joe Giglio on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Wait a minute, this on me?
I mean, most of these are just to see if you're going to sing, your reaction,
That's
answer
Lionel
the
Richie
artist.
right there.
This is for your Tinder feed yesterday.
The video of there's something. So yesterday we were at the Phillies game, right? And so we're doing the show in the booth. And usually when we're here, the way the video works is that only the person talking will be featured on the video, right? Like I'm talking right now, so Hugh could be chewing his food and no one would see you chew, right? Or Kyle could be doing whatever he's doing. But at the game yesterday, the way it was shot was it's like both of us were on no matter what was happening. So there was a pretty long segment where I just yelled at Elliot and we just went back and forth, right? And Hugh was, waiting for our argument then, which I understand. He wasn't jumping in our back and forth.
Well, yeah, because it was going.
He lost interest.
He happened to be, on his apps, and I think the YouTube audience, kind of caught wind of what you were doing on your phone while we were arguing, and it was perfect.
Can I tell you what my thought process was? So I'm sitting here, vigorously swiping left, right? Because I'm like, damn, what the hell, right?
You do keep going out of your way to tell us that you're swiping left.
No.
I'm not so sure I buy that.
Yeah,
no, it was only like no, but listen.
Cast
then
a wide
I
net
look
out
up.
there, Hugh.
I looked up, and I'm like, I wonder if they saw that. And so I'm waiting.
They did.
And Aaron let me know. He was like, yeah, they saw it. And I was like, damn. Well, oh well. I was like, hey, oh well. Ain't nothing you can do about that.
Well, there could have been worse things. Yeah, I mean, if we're
Could
being
have been looking
honest.
at porn. Well, I shouldn't have said it.
It was alluding to it.
Okay,
Yeah,
my
I mean,
fault.
I wouldn't put that past you.
I'm not a porn watcher. I don't. That's not. That has not really been.
You're a porn doer.
Well, I didn't say that.
Well, we have a drop of it somewhere in this.
I'm just saying. I'm saying. I'm not. I don't watch the porn. Porn. I'm not. I'm not.
When you're doing the porn, but you don't want nobody to see you doing the porn.
Yeah, porn.
Do it discreetly. Now,
Discreet porn.
you know what somebody could do? Do us a favor. Go back, examine that video. Was Hugh actually swiping left?
We need a Zapruder
You
film,
have
yeah.
made this a whole segment, huh?
Well, no, we got plenty more to talk about here, but we're starting the segment with it. Yeah.
You brought it up.
I did not bring it up.
Yes, you
I
did.
was doing my damnness, not even. I was
Oh,
trying
no,
to let it go away.
I'm talking about yesterday.
Well,
When
I'm
you
just
let-
saying.
you
I
let the
tried to let.
whole
I
world
like
know.
yesterday was his own. See, this the problem.
Well, we'll
We should have
examine
left
that tape
yesterday.
later.
We need to leave the past in the past.
It was yesterday.
We
The
never
past.
but
leave
you
the-
need- it's the
we
past.
never leave
This
the
is the
past
new
in
day.
the
Do
past.
you
This
want
is
to
the
spit?
new
Do
day.
you want to spit to the future?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Do you know where we are? You want to leave things in the past?
yeah, we don't do that here. We're going to talk about AJ Brown for a year.
I thought you were asking me like seriously.
Sometimes
And
I
I was like,
want.
wait a minute,
right.
we're in the studio.
Now that we've unpacked the past,
Good God.
let's do two things. Let's hit the present and then go to the future, okay?
Okay.
In the present, we want to thank our friends over here, Hugh, at PDQ, POS, and Steak and Hoagie Factory. They brought us an incredible lunch. Cheesesteak sandwiches and more. I got the veggie one. By the way, the food is great, but the roll, man.
Yeah, that's a good roll.
Yeah, I mean, everything about it is great. If you're in Bucks or Montgomery counties, check out the Steak and Hoagie Factory. And if you're in the market for a new point of sale, you've got to talk to our friends at PDQ POS. So we thank them for coming by today.
Good steak.
Everything is great. They got
Got to tell you, I feel sorry for the out of towners
who don't get to
who
have
just
this.
don't. I mean, almost anywhere. This one in particular.
This is one of the. Listen, we get a lot of good food dropped off here. This is one of the best ones we've had in a long
Yeah,
time.
that's a good-
So we
that's a good
appreciate
turkey
it
sandwich right
from
there.
those guys today. Thank you for dropping off the food. So that's the present. Now, Hugh, before we go back to the phone lines, why don't we look to the future, okay? Couple things. And one, we were talking about Jalen Carter, and, would you rather have Max Crosby or Jalen Carter at a high dollar amount? So let me throw a couple numbers at you, because ESPN had a couple stories in recent days. One about Jalen Carter in particular, about how much he could get paid in his next contract, and then one with kind of an idea for each team and what they should do between now and training camp. So let's start with the Jalen Carter one. Bill Barnwell, Hugh, projected Jalen Carter's next contract and projected how much he will make per year. The number he threw out was $35 million per season, which would reset the defensive tackle market, right? We, unlike last week, we talked about Chris Jones of the Chiefs. It makes about $32 million. So this would have a new bar for defensive tackles, $35 million. So that's the number for Jalen Carter. First thought on Carter's market being $35 million per year.
That's about right. Because when you talk about the collective bargaining agreement and salaries and things of that nature, even though Chris is more of an accomplished player, Jalen Carter's a young up-and-coming player that has a tremendous upside, and you're paying for the potential at that point. And that's how it usually goes. But there's some real concerns, I think, with his character. That's what it kind of feels like. I don't know. I haven't heard any reports or anything like that, but that's what it just kind of feels like because, like I said, after you talk about the Jordan Davis contract and what he got, I think it's safe to say that he's going to make more than Jordan because of his impact on the game or what his impact could potentially be. And for him not to have a contract done and he's in position to potentially get one, it's telling. And then you have these stories about the Eagles potentially getting somebody else to pair on that defensive line with those guys. Has to be a tough spot to be in.
All right, let me throw a hypothetical at you, and this one has nothing to do with Max Crosby. This is all Eagles, okay? Jalen Carter, $35 million. That's Bill Barnwell's projection on his next contract. So ESPN had a different story up today, and it was kind of one idea for each team what they should do between now and training camp, right? Some of them were sign this player, trade this player, and then a lot of them were they should extend this contract. And the one they had for the Eagles was a guy we do not talk much about, but I think we all recognize has become a good player, and it's a great draft pick by the Eagles. Drafted in the 7th round of the draft a few years ago, and he's heading into the final year of his contract, and that is Moro Ojomo. Hugh, when I watch Ojomo and the rise he's had the last few years, I'm reminded of Milton Williams, who was not picked quite as low, but
the grave digger.
Right, Milton Williams was picked in the middle of the draft and then became, a really good player and helped them win, and then the Patriots paid him a lot of money, and he helped them get to the Super Bowl last year. I see something similar with Ojomo. I think he's headed towards a big payday next offseason. So let me throw this at you. Would you rather pay Jalen Carter $35 million a year, or right now, today, if he accepts it and he avoids free agency, would you give Moro Ojomo $18 to $20 million a year? Half. I tell you what, I'd rather pay Ojomo. If he's willing to sign right now and avoid free agency, and I could get him for $18 million a year, I'd rather do that than pay Jalen Carter $35.
I'd rather pay Jalen. Listen, all off-field stuff aside. All off-field stuff aside. I mean, and I know that for us, is in particular when we're talking about this player and having this conversation, that's a huge factor in why this probably hasn't been done. Mm-hmm. But he's a hell of a player when he plays, like head and shoulders above anybody you just named. So I'm trying to pay him. I just need some guarantees that the off-field stuff is not going to spill onto the field.
You can't have those.
I know. And then the whole spitting thing, I know we made a whole, not us, but people were like, Dak did this, Dak did that as a Dallas Cowboys. But, man, that's nasty. That's just nasty.
It was a joke. You get kicked out of the game.
You can't be spitting on folks, man.
So, all right. So, I think we recognize Carter as a higher upside player. But that $17 million that I'm saving in this scenario, that's how you pay Quinyon, right? That's how you pay Cooper.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money difference.
Then you're potentially talking about bringing Max Crosby. You're talking about maybe a 3-year window of those guys being here, and with Grenard being here, of potentially getting to another Super Bowl. That's what I think they're trying to do. I think they're trying to put themselves in position so that in the next couple of years, say if you're trying to move on from Jalen, have that one big lick that you're going to hit to try to get another Super Bowl championship and then turn the roster over. This feels like, remember when I made that famous quote, defensive luxury, not a necessity, it feels like they're trying to turn that over a lot faster than I anticipated.
Really?
Yeah.
We tried to tell you.
No, I'm just saying, but it's still the quote was still like
it was a
what
moment
I said,
in time you were in.
No, I'm saying it was, but it was timely and it stuck and it was prolific.
It was prolific.
It was prolific.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prophetic, prolific.
No.
One of those.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, either one. It fits.
No.
It was prophetic and prolific.
Profound?
Saying all that.
Okay.
Oh, that one too.
Ridiculous is what I
Nah,
think.
not that one. Not that one. That one don't try.
Kyle, Ojomo at $18 million, Carter at $35. I really like Moro Ojomo.
Can we include the combo of Moro Ojomo and Max Crosby?
Well, you could
do that in a heartbeat.
You could do whatever you want with the leftover money.
I
mean, that's
so much better about Ojomo and Carter and Crosby than I would Jalen Carter.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Ojomo is a little underrated. I think he Milton Williams took a few years. I think Ojomo could break out a la Milton Williams.
I agree, and he's also really young. He's only 24.
You could pay him now, and then you're sort of ahead of the market on him, dude. Coach Nonek,
he might be really good at this. He's developing these guys.
I think he can coach.
Feels like it.
Man, Ojomo, they turned Ojomo from a 7th-round pick into a guy we're talking about, do we want to re-sign him even before he gets to free agency?
Yeah, kind of like the whole Milt thing. But as you know, When Milt was up for a contract, they let him go.
Do you think the Eagles could play Ojomo against Carter?
I don't think so.
Well, but I don't look.
Pay him now and then. Well,
I don't mean it in terms of. I guess with his agent. Like
well,
if I'm
you're talking
Howie,
about leverage, the leverage thing.
Leverage. If I'm Howie and I'm discussing things with Drew Rosenhaus,
hey, we could just pay this guy.
Right, like
instead.
Here's our offer to you, Carter. It's let's say $28 million a year, whatever the number they are willing to go to right now. And if Drew's like, we want 35. Well, okay, but I got Ojomo on the other line here and his agent, and I'm going to go talk to him.
Well, how much of the Crosby stuff, the Garrett stuff, how much of is all that saying like we'll just get another really good pass rusher?
I think there's something to it.
Instead.
It feels like they're telling Jalen Carter in a lot of ways, maybe telling Drew Rosenhaus, the number you want, we're not doing this right now. So you either take our number or we're just going to go do other things.
It feels like there's something going on with this story, and they're trying to keep it out of the media as much as they possibly can.
Yes.
It really is. But I feel like, you go get Max Crosby and you take on that contract. I don't think you can be quiet much longer because that kind of tells you exactly where they are unless, Howie goes in and gets Max. Since we're white hot on Max and then pay Carter. But I don't feel like that's going to happen because this feels like this whole Max Crosby thing, it might play out all the way till almost the start of training camp.
Yeah, it might. Look, I'm not trying to say that Ojomo is a better player than Jalen Carter, but Ojomo had more sacks last year, I think, that Jalen Carter's ever had in a season. He had 6 sacks last year.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Jalen Carter's contributions. A lot of times his contribution doesn't show up on the stat sheet because of the position that he plays.
I know, yeah.
And we have gotten
But is it
spoiled.
worth the money they're going to pay?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
The spit didn't show up on the stat sheet.
Well, the spit did show. Well, spit
sort
showed
of,
up. Yeah,
with a bunch of zeros, I guess. The fight with Sirianni didn't show up on the stat sheet.
No, and he also didn't.
No, I get it.
He didn't
totally
play great in a lot of games last year.
Yeah, and part of that maybe was because of his shoulders.
I think it probably was. Yeah. No, I think that's a very
adds
fair
to the concerns.
Yes, of course it is. All right, 215-592-9494. All right, lot to discuss here. The Max Crosby thing. I'd rather have Crosby than Carter. And if the hypothetical is to pay Ojomo half or close to half of Jalen Carter, I would do that right now and have Moro Ojomo, who's 24 years old and getting better by the year, than pay Jalen Carter $35 million. And Andrew Painter sent down to the minors by the Phillies. It had to happen. What's the bigger mistake by the Phillies? Not trading him when they could have, or giving him this job that he clearly didn't earn to the major leagues?